I am Kedger on two wheels, and I have dropped my bike again. No images, because I forgot to roll camera. Actually, I was out of battery, didn't forget. Did take some pictures, not images, not video, just pictures from the cell phone. And what happened was this: I was in the hills and I had to stop. I was looking for an ingress portal and I just had to stop to get my bearings and see what was what. Doesn't matter, I had to stop. So I stopped at a particular corner where I know there's good visibility, and out of that corner, from the right side, out of the bush, comes a car. And so the car was trying to do the maneuver and he was going to go really close to me, so I decided to back up a little. Just half a meter would be enough for him to safely do the maneuver without touching me or without getting too close for comfort. And so I backed off a little. Now here's the deal. There's a huge drain hole on the right, or drain trench on the right. It's like half a meter deep, easily. So what did I do when I stopped? When I stopped, I knew that was there. Remember, it's the hills, I know them. And so I slowed to a stop. I stopped and put my left leg out and plank on my left leg. And then when the car wanted to go, I put my left leg back, pushed forward so that I would go backwards, and then I put my right leg on the ground, and you can see where this is going. The ground wasn't there, and bonk, off I went to the right. Yay! To make matters even worse, the bike actually fell into a hole. So it was suspended from the tires, the brake lever, and the handlebar and the crash bar. So actually very little of the bike was really touching the ground. The wheels were in fact nearly off the ground, so I couldn't get it up alone. First, it was over 90 degrees. It was not just dropped down, because when a bike drops, it's actually still a bit inclined, because it doesn't drop flat. There's stuff in the way, so it's still a bit up. No, this one was not only like that, but it was leaning down, so there was no way I could lift it up. Even going backwards, the proper way, putting your back into the seat and then pushing up, that didn't work, because the wheels weren't touching the ground with enough force to stop it. The ground was wet, so when I tried to lift her up, she would just slide backwards. And I did not want scratches, so I had to abort. So I was left there quite a while, scratching my head, until a couple of dudes on a smart car, which, come to think of it, is very, very weird. Two young guys on a smart car in the middle of the hill. Okay. Homoerotic innuendo aside, yeah, those guys, they got off the car and helped me get her back up, and so off I went. Damage, no damage. This went bent, this just bent forwards. I put it back. My brake pedal is slightly bent, which is very annoying because it's not where I'm used to having it, so I am going to have to get that fixed. It works perfectly, it's just annoying that I'm used to putting my foot in a certain position and now the brake isn't there, it's slightly inwards. So that's going to get repaired eventually. Shouldn't be too expensive, it's just the pedal, nothing else. More, a few scratches on the bar end on the side, a few scratches on the crash bar, but that's what it's there for. Nothing else. The exhaust, since it was left hanging, only has a tiny bit of mud and grit, because it was left touching some vegetation, and that's about it. There's only a small quirk, which I'm not sure if it's a result of that, is that the handling, now when I remove my hands from the handlebars, it tends to very slightly lean to the right, but very, very slightly. At low speeds it wobbles slightly, and I don't think it did that before, but I'm not sure. It's that slight. It could be something as simple as this creating drag, pushing the handlebar left and leaning me to the right very slightly. could be something. It's really, look, hands off. Now it's wobbling slightly. Didn't do that before, but my tires are worn, so it could be. Now it's not leaning anywhere. Let's keep it going. Shift down and down, and no one behind me now, and down again. I know what RPM to do this, so it just clicks with no issues. Now I'm getting slow, and see, now it's beginning to wobble, but it knows how to ride. There was one guy that made fun of me because I said the bike knew how to ride. Look, this is how a bike knows how to ride. It balances itself. So yeah, no damage, just a silly drop. It happens to all of us. And here's and here's one of the classical ones. Stop next to a hole and then put your feet on the hole and fall. That's one of the most normal drops there is. And so that's it. Cage route.